Since I heard this 2 days ago, it's been like, what is happening? This is unbelievable. How can you just wake up and think you can decide the fate of people you have nothing to do with their lives? You have nothing to do with their education. You didn't pay money into their education. It wasn't a free education. And suddenly you wake up and you think you can dictate how people can live their lives, how and where they can decide to work and not work. Can you imagine that Dr. Faruk, or whatsoever he calls himself, a fellow nurse, is now requiring and demanding that his fellow nurses should take permission from chief medical directors or directors of hospitals before they can travel out? This nonsense they called reverse guideline on how to apply for your verification abroad is not going to work. And I hope nurses will stand up to themselves. They should stand up and fight this fight, because this is political instigation against nurses. This is nothing but political instigation. Oh, they finally took our vote. They ran away, they grabbed it, and they ran away with it. They grabbed the vote, they stole it, and they ran away with it. Now it is time for them to manipulate nurses. There is a reason why nurses are leaving the country. There is a reason why they decide to seek for greener pasture outside of the country. If you think this is not right, if you think this is not good enough for the country, then do what you should do and stop putting unnecessary mandate, unnecessary rules, whatsoever you call it, reverse or irreversible. It is not sensible. And the earlier you, Faruk, pull yourself out of politics, the better for you, because nursing is a profession. It is not a political ground for you to start betraying your fellow nurses in the name of politics because you want position. You think you infringe on human rights. You think you can infringe on human rights. You think you can deny people of where they want to practice. Come on, did you study for them? Did you study for them? Are there no better things that you can do for nurses? Are there no better ways you can advocate for nurses? How much are nurses paid in Nigeria? How much are they paid? How many quacks do we have? We have a lot of quackery in Nigeria. People are dying from the hands of quacks. Doctors are training quacks, and they've brought down the nursing profession in Nigeria. You didn't see that. You didn't see that, Faruk. You didn't see that, Abubakar Faruk. All you can see is how to co-op with the government to oppress your fellow colleague. How you can co-op, because you are eating from the federal cake. You are eating money from the federal cake. It's not reaching nurses. It doesn't concern you. And nobody is even angry with you that it doesn't concern you. What you should know is that you cannot stop nurses from going to wherever they want to practice. It is none of your business where anybody practice. If you like, go into politics and try to use nurses to buy your political position. It's not going to work. Well, welcome to my station, my channel. I'm so angry. I'm sorry. I'm so angry because this is nonsense. This doesn't make sense to anybody. That's one person, because of his political position, what he stands to gain in the demonic politics, in the demonic politics that is being played in Nigeria, has decided to implement what he calls some guidelines. And one of the conditions is that before a nurse can travel out of Nigeria to practice in their countries of choice, they will have to first apply to the director, the chief medical director of their facility or the hospital they work with. What nonsense. So as a nurse, I now have to go and apply to tell the doctor I am traveling out. How does that even make sense to you, Faruk? So I have to go and meet a chief medical director or a director of the hospital I'm working to tell the person I want to go. And you think the person is going to give me a good report? Because that's one of your requirements. Nurses now have to collect good standing, report of good standing from their chief medical director. They now have to be 2 years post experience because before they can apply for verification. And verification that should not take more than 2 weeks will now take 6 months. And all this has to be reported. So if I want to travel now, I'll report to Metro. So matrons don't want to move. They've missed their chance, they've missed the opportunity, and they don't want the new nurses to move. So I'll go and report to this matron that I know vividly does not want me to move. Or go and report to that chief medical director that I know does not even have the interest of nurses at that. See, you have to wake up, Faruk. You have to wake up and you have to wake up and you have to reverse this your nonsense that your political leaders that put you into that position have asked you to do. It's not going to work. It is not going to work. The reason nurses are leaving needs to be addressed. Pay nurses well. Stop quackery. People are dying by the day, per second, just because of quackery. And you are not saying that. You are not saying that. You are not seeing quackery. You are not seeing doctors training quacks. You are not seeing nurses being abused every day. There was an incident of a nurse that got injured at UBTH, University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and this nurse was injured and could not get treatment from the same hospital. You have not seen that to advocate for your nurses. We pay you money. We renew our licenses. We do all those things, and you cannot do any single thing. What is your office there? What do you do? What is your effect? How are the nurses in Nigeria feeling your effect? Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, how are we feeling your effect? You have already been taking so much from nurses to do their verification. To do verification is over 100,000. And sometimes the so-called website does not even work. My last verification I did, I have to look for somebody. After doing everything online, I couldn't upload. By the time I eventually uploaded, they weren't getting it in Abuja. It's not going to work. This is your political agenda that you want to use to use nurses to buy position. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, Faruk. Dr. Faruk, this is not going to work. You have to do things right. This is infringement of human rights. This is denial of human rights. It's not going to work. It does not make any sense that I, a nurse, we go and seek permission from a doctor. Nurses and doctors, we are not the same. Is the chief medical director and he supersedes doctors. I have my director of nursing of nursing services, the chief nursing director that I have to go to. I have my unit supervisor. So how would the chief medical director know that I've been working in that hospital? How many chief medical director know the nurses in their facility? Oga, just stop this nonsense you are doing. Stop this nonsense you are doing. Stop this nonsense you are doing. So a nurse, we have to work for 2 years now before they can now identify you as a nurse. And I cannot go out of Nigeria because I am working in a certain facility. Then pay me well. If you want nurses to stay, pay them well, give them good condition, good work environment. Do what other countries are doing to their nurses. Make Nigeria a place where people want to stay. Nigeria is so blessed, but with our cost leaders. And now you are bringing this useless satanic politics into nursing. You want to dictate the lives of nurses. No, it's not working. So you just woke up suddenly and decided to make this rule. And to all you all nurses there, if you are going to stay and watch this man do this thing to all of us, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in diaspora, you have to stand up. We have to have one voice. Everybody, if you're on any social media, start tagging the WHO, start tagging UN, start tagging every organization, ICN, tag them, let them know what is happening. Let them know that our human rights as nurses in Nigeria are being infringed. So now, if I want to travel out, you are not the one that is applying for my visa. In the first place, you didn't even know how I studied in School of Nursing. You didn't know how I scaled through. When you went to School of Nursing, Faruk, were you not paid stipend? Were you not being paid? Were you not taken to school? Was your hostel not being taken care of before you come back from school? Everything is done. A lot of people go to school now. They go to School of Nursing. They go through a lot of stress. There is no financial support. There is nothing. And after they scale through, they will look for work. And after they got in it, they want to decide what to do with their lives. You come up and say you want to team up with your demonic political friends or leaders to stop nurses. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to work. Let all nurses stand up. Let them stand to this task. Let them stand up and fight this fight. If we let this happen, then that is it. If you let it happen, then no nurses is going to come out of Nigeria. If you let this happen, if you keep quiet and say, oh, let them just do what they are going to do, it's going to come back to you. Stand up for your right. Dr. Faruk does not have the right to dictate to you where you want to work, what you want to do with your license, how you want to do about your life. He does not have any single right. Let him go and tell his political leaders that has sent him to do this evil to nurses that it's not going to work. I'm so angry, I'm so annoyed, I'm so pissed off. What is it? Why are you stressing people? The country is already so stressed because you people refuse to do what you should do. And you continuously stressing people, demanding them to pay more. So now I want to do verification. I will now wait for you for 6 months. You know, that 6 months that they are even promising, they won't even do it for 6 months. The one that they said we should just do before the formal verification, that they are saying that they will do it in a few weeks. I have had somebody that their verification stay for almost 1 year. So 6 months is going to be like 2 years or 3 years. So let's not allow this to happen. Let's come together, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in diaspora. Let's have a forum. Let's have one voice. Let's fight this fight. Let's not let it happen. Okay? So please share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Begin to tag ICN. Begin to tag ICN. Begin to tag WHO. Begin to tag UN. Tag UN. Let them know what is happening in Nigeria to nurses. Let them know that our human right is being denied. Our human right is about to be infringed. It's not going to stand. Dr. Faruk is not going to stand. It is not going to stand. Share this until it gets to Dr. Faruk Abubakar. Take your time. Nigerian nurses, no green for anybody. We no go green for Dr. Faruk and his co-op. No green for anybody. Don't even allow it to happen. It should not happen. Take care. I will update you as things unfold. Thanks.